everybody, H-Channel here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or a counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question, and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome Battle between them, just for a little bit of fun. If you're already a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, let's go for a beautiful like goal. Hit that like button, give us 1,000 likes on this video, and hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode. And of course, don't forget, use code ACE to save yourself some money on G Fuel. Oh, isn't that fitting? I'm drinking green apple. How wonderful. Don't forget, G Fuel is 30% off with code ACE until December the 26th. So you've got like 2 more days. Go get yourself some G Fuel. Go save yourself some money. Go help out the channel at the same time. With all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. Today on Form Fight, we're going to compare the branched evolutions of Appletun, which are Flapple and Appletun. Now, an Appletun that is exposed to a tart apple will evolve into Flapple, whereas an Appletun that's exposed to a sweet apple will evolve into Appletun. But what makes these two Pokemon so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokedex, Flapple is 0.3 meters tall and weighs a single kilogram. Its Pokedex information says it ate a sour apple, and that induced its evolution. In its cheeks, it stores an acid capable of causing chemical burns. It flies on wings of apple skin and spits a powerful acid. It can also change its shape into that of an apple. As for Appletun, it stands at 0.4 meters tall and weighs 13 kilograms. Its Pokedex data says eating a sweet apple caused its evolution. A nectarous scent wafts from its body, luring the bug Pokemon it preys on, even though it's weak to bug. Its body is covered in a sweet nectar, and the skin on its back is especially yummy. Children used to have it as a snack. That's grim. Appearance-wise, Flapple looks like a small reptilian creature with broken pieces of apple making a sort of helmet for it, as well as wings, as well as the bowl-shaped piece of apple it sits in. Whereas Appletun looks like a cross between a tortoise, a dog, and of course an apple pie, with its eyes folded down to look like floppy ears and a red apple helmet. In their shiny forms, both of Appletun's evolutions simply changed their red apple parts to green apple parts. Yeah, now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Both Flapple and Appletun are dual-type grass and dragon Pokemon, which makes them weak to flying, poison, bug, ice, dragon, and fairy type attacks, with the ice type weakness being a 4 times weakness. They both resist ground, water, grass, and electric type attacks and have no immunities. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these branched evolutions. Flapple is a strong offensive Pokemon boasting great special attack and brilliant physical attack, but with average HP, special defense, and speed, although its physical defense is still decent. As for Appletun, it's much bulkier with excellent HP and special attack, with decent attack, defense, and special defense, and less than half the speed that Flapple has, making it very slow indeed. Both of Appletun's evolutions have the same primary ability, which is Ripen, which doubles the effect of held berries. This is excellent for maximizing the longevity of these Pokemon in battle, since HP restoring berries can now completely restore the Pokemon's HP. You can also use this ability with stat boosting berries to give even more firepower or defense in one fell swoop. They both have the same secondary ability, which is Gluttony, which causes the Pokemon to eat a held berry that would normally be eaten at 25% at 50% HP instead. This is another ability that keeps these Pokemon on the field as long as possible, especially when combined with moves like Recycle. Flapple's hidden ability is Hustle, which raises Flapple's attack stat by 50%, but lowers its accuracy by 20%. This is of course fantastic for getting even more firepower out of the already impressively offensive Flapple, but the accuracy drop is a risk that always needs to be taken into account. Appletun's hidden ability is Thick Fat, which halves the damage Appletun takes from fire and ice type moves. This is fantastic for the 4 times weak to ice Appletun, who now has extra protection against its biggest weakness, as well as the extra fire protection, furthering the bulky capabilities of this big pie boy. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two Pokemon I prefer. Is it Flapple? Is it Appletun? And looks wise, I prefer Flapple. Even though Appletun's adorable, like there's nothing wrong with Appletun, I just gravitate towards Flapple because it's obviously, it looks a bit like a Final Fantasy X boss. If I remember, I'll flash it up on the screen. If not, you know what I'm talking about. But from a competitive point of view, I think it's clear to see that Appletun is the better deal because it has protection against its biggest weakness with Thick Fat. I mean, it's very much down to the hidden abilities with these two, isn't it? And Hustle is a very risky ability, and I just think without Hustle, there's not really a lot of use for Flapple. Personally, I don't think so. So I think if I were going to go for a competitive one of these Pokemon, I'd probably go down the Appletun route. It's got the bulk, it's got survivability, and it's adorable at the same time, so I think it's Appletun. I feel bad because I really love the design of Flapple, but just Appletun just beats it that little bit. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favorite. But before you do, let's see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome Battle. Before we start, I'll point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats. They're not holding any items. They've got neutral natures. They've got their hidden abilities. So Flapple's got Hustle, Appletun's got Thick Fat. The only real advantage or disadvantage other than that these Pokemon get comes from their base stats, and their typing's the same, so no advantage or disadvantage there either. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. And here we are, Flapple versus Appletun, the bane of my existence, the branched evolutions of Applin. They took me so long to shiny hunt. Go look at the shiny hunting highlights. My word, what a nightmare these Pokemon gave me, but I'm so happy to see them facing off in Form Fight. It's going to be a very exciting one, very sweet one, I reckon, or maybe a little bit tart. Here we go, though. Shiny Flapple starting things off with a Powder Snow, super effective, but of course protected against by that Thick Fat ability of the Appletun team. Frozen though, shiny Appletun's frozen from the word go. That's an amazing start for the Flapple team. Regular Flapple's going for Healing Wish. That is going to fail. Bit of an unfortunate move there, but it's over to the Appletun team with one frozen ally at the moment. Regular Appletun goes for Tail Whip, going to lower the defenses of both the Flapple. Now that's a good play there because of course Flapple isn't the bulkiest of these two Pokemon, so it's going to be interesting to see how that lower defense really affects the Flapple team. That shiny Appletun, of course, is completely frozen, so isn't going to take part in this turn. Very unfortunate. Over to regular Flapple to start the next turn. What will it do here? It's going to go for Howl. Very interesting play there. So it's going to increase its attack stat and that of its partner, I believe. There we go. Its attack stat raises and its partner's attack stat raises one stage. So including that Hustle boost already, that's a dangerous, dangerous moment to use Howl. And another Howl, oh my god, coming out from shiny Flapple. So now they're both at +2 attack with the Hustle boost. Oh my word, these two Flapple are dangerous right now. Now it's over to Appletun. What's it going to do here? Needs to mount some offense if it's going to survive. Goes for Aqua Tail. That is going to be resisted by whichever Flapple gets hit. It's the shiny Flapple, so not a great deal of damage there, even with the defense drop. There's the shiny Appletun finally joining us, thawing out, getting ready with the Metronome, and it's going to go for Petal Dance, which again is resisted massively by the Flapple team. Still does a decent amount of damage though there, but of course now it's locked into Petal Dance for the next couple of turns and then will be confused, so it's not a great play there. Appletun struggling just that little bit as this Metronome Battle starts off. Shiny Flapple is going to go for Payday with that increased attack stat. How much damage is it going to do? Of course, Appleton's got a fair bit of bulk to it. Still did a decent amount of damage there to Appletun. Not quite enough to bring it down to less than half its max HP though, but here comes regular Flapple with Acid Spray, which will be super effective, but doesn't do a great deal of damage there. That Appletun special defense paying dividends there, but it does get a drop in special defense there. I think I said special attack instead of special defense. I meant special defense. No biggie. Here we go. Special defense drops harshly. 2 stages. Here we see the confused, the Petal Dance ending and the confusion taking effect on the shiny Appletun there. Regular Appleton's going to go for a Night Slash though on shiny Flapple. Decent amount of damage there. That was amazing without a crit as well. So if that would have been a critical hit, that could have been the end for that shiny Flapple there. Here comes regular Flapple though. What will it do? What's it got in mind? It's going to go for Aqua Ring and basically increase its lifespan in this battle by restoring its HP at the end of each turn. Brilliant play there with the Aqua Ring. Here's the shiny Flapple who is going to go for Fairy Lock. Waste of a turn there, locking everybody into the battle, but unfortunately no one can escape anyway, so there was literally no point there. Here is the confused shiny Appletun. It's going to shake off the confusion and go for the Metronome. No fear shown. What's it going to do? Going to go for Entrainment and give its Thick Fat ability to shiny Flapple. That's a bad play there. You're reducing the attack of the Flapple, but you're also giving it more defensive capabilities with Thick Fat. Not sure if I would have done that personally. Here's the regular Appletun who's going to go for Thunder. That will be resisted by the Flapple team, but it should do a decent amount of damage for a not very effective move. There you go. Didn't do a great deal of damage, but did more damage than I would have thought Thunder would have done on a Flapple there. And you saw the Aqua Ring restoring the HP of regular Flapple at the same time. Now we see shiny Flapple getting geared up, getting ready. It's going to go for Memento. It's going to knock itself out to lower the attack and special attack of the shiny Appletun. But wow, incredible. By 2 stages, mind you, but even so, taking itself out of contention. Now it's an uphill battle for Flapple. Flapple against 2 Appletun is a very dangerous situation to be in, although it does have that +2 attack and still has the hustle boost. Here's a scratch, and you see how much the attack boost and the hustle boost pays dividends there, because it does a massive damage just with scratch. Here's Curse from regular Appletun there, who's going to lower its own speed to increase its attack and defense by a stage each, so not a bad shout. That will help out Appletun in the long run. And we see the confused shiny Appletun ignoring that confusion once again. I don't think it's hit itself in confusion at all this battle. Gonna go for Peck, which will be super effective on that regular Applin. Doesn't do a great deal of damage though. Of course, you are at -1 attack still at this point. Flapple restoring its HP with that Aqua Ring once again. This could go either way at the moment, because shiny Appletun looks to be in a little bit of danger. But Flapple, of course, is on its own and has to suffer against 2 attacks each turn. Goes for Pound, though, which is going to be on that shiny Appletun and takes it down. Oh my god, I spoke too soon. Down goes shiny Appletun. We're down to 1 apiece. Flapple really holding its own right now. And here's a Thunder Shock, which is going to be, once again, very much resisted by Flapple. Didn't do much damage at all. Does it get the paralysis? It doesn't, but does get the HP restore. Kind of nullifying that Thunder Shock there from the Appletun. So this really could go either way right now, but Flapple's in a great position. It's got that boosted attack. It's got a mean streak, to say the least. Here it goes with its next turn. Goes for Power Split. Probably not the best play there. Okay, I was just bigging you up, and then you went for Power Split. That's not really cool, dude. So thanks for that. Thanks for making me look like an idiot. Here we see the Appletun, though, is going to go for Gust, which will be super effective on that Flapple. Decent chunk of damage there as well, bringing Flapple down to less than half its max HP. But, of course, Aqua Ring brings it right back up there. That Aqua Ring is really working in the favor of Flapple right now. Flapple is getting ready for its next turn, though. What is it going to do here? Going to go for Leer and lower the defense of the Appletun. So that's a great play there, because, of course, if your opponent is -1 defense and you are +2 attack, that's even better. Although this Appletun did use Curse earlier, so now it's back to regular defense. Although Calm Mind is going to increase its special attack and its special defense by 1 stage apiece. So that's a great play there by Appletun. But Appletun really needs to go on the offensive right now. It needs to start taking care of this Flapple if it's got any hope of surviving, because this Flapple, of course, still has that Aqua Ring in play. What will Flapple do here? It's going to go for Water Gun, which is resisted. So it's not going to do a great deal of damage at all. Barely touches that Appletun, but does bring it down into the yellow at least. Here comes Appletun, though, who is going to go for Mist. I mean, sure. Prevents some stat changes, my dude. Why not? Why not? I mean, oh dear. Go on the offensive, mate. Come on, because Flapple is slowly but surely restoring HP because of all these mistakes that Appleton's making. So Appletun needs to do something drastic and quick if it's going to survive this battle. Flapple is going to go for Aqua Jet. It will be resisted again because it's a water-type move. 4 times resisted. Not a lot of damage there at all to Appletun. Appletun survives to fight another day. What will it do here? It's going to go for Ice Shard, though. That's 4 times effective. Is it going to be enough, though? Is it going to do much damage? Oh my god, takes out Flapple completely. Flapple is down, and Appletun has clawed back a victory. What a fantastic play at the end by Appletun. Lying in wait, bringing out the big guns at the very last second. Well done. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of the 2 branched evolutions of Applin do you prefer? Is it Flapple or is it Appletun? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's where I'll leave this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people down here do, pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And to save yourself some money on G Fuel, 30% off, use code ACE. And until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.